Hello everyone to the events of Oliver Twist novel, which is written by Charles Dickens. Summarized and prepared by Mrs. Walaa Samir. Audio recorded by AI technology. Chapter 15. Nancy meets Rose May Lie. It wasn't until the next evening that Sykes noticed there was something wrong with Nancy. The thing which she denied. He asked her to give him his medicine. She gave it to him, which was a drug that made him fall asleep. She put on her hat and scarf and went out, setting off towards the rich part of the city. It was 10 p.m., and she entered a small hotel near Hyde Park. Nancy asked to meet Ms. May Lie. The maid didn't like the look of Nancy's old clothes. She called a man who tried to push her out of the hotel. She told him to deliver a message to Ms. May Lie that she wanted to speak to her, alone. He ran upstairs to deliver her message, then came and took Nancy to meet Ms. May Lie, who welcomed her nicely. Nancy was affected by her attitude, saying, "If there were more like you, there would be fewer like me." Nancy asked Rose not to speak to her so kindly until she knew her better. Nancy said, "I'm about to put my life and the lives of others in your hands. It was I who dragged Oliver back to Fagin's on the night he left Mr. Brownlow's house." She continued saying, "I have escaped from men who would murder me if they knew I were here. Do you know a man called Monks?" Rose replied no. Nancy went on saying, "He knows you and knows you are here. Soon after Oliver was put into your house on the night of the robbery, I overheard him talking to Fagin. Monks recognized Oliver as the child he was looking for. He made a deal with Fagin. If they got him back to Fagin, Fagin would get some money. If Fagin turned Oliver into a thief, Fagin would get more money." Rose was puzzled and asked about the reason, but Nancy didn't know it. She told Rose that she overheard them again when Monks said to Fagin, "The only proof of the boy's identity lies at the bottom of the river, and the old woman who stole the ring and the box is dead. I had got Oliver's money safely now." Monks added that if he could get rid of Oliver without being caught he would, but as he couldn't, he would do him as much harm as he could. He concluded his speech saying that he had planned so many troubles for his young brother, Oliver. Rose was shocked on hearing that. "Brother?" She asked Nancy what she could do to help Oliver. Nancy suggested, "You must find someone you can trust to keep secret who will advise you what to do." Nancy was very worried about herself. If anyone in the gang knew, they would kill her. Before leaving, she told Rose, "If I am alive, I shall walk on London Bridge every Sunday night from 11 till the clock strikes midnight." Rose spent a sleepless night trying to think of the right person to ask for help. When Oliver came to her room excited that he was out with Giles and saw Mr. Brownlow, the kind gentleman, and Giles knew the address. Oliver was keen on going to him and telling him the truth, that he wasn't a thief. She took Oliver and went directly to him. Oliver waited at the coach in response to Rose's request to prepare Mr. Brownlow to meet him. There were Mr. Brownlow and his friend Mr. Grimwig. When she started talking about Oliver and that he was really kind to him one day, he interrupted her, asking her to tell him what might change his bad opinion about Oliver. Rose told them all that happened to Oliver since he had left Mr. Brownlow's house till what Nancy had said to her. Mr. Brownlow was extremely happy to know the truth. He went to bring Oliver from the coach and called Mrs. Bedwin, whom Oliver ran into her arms crying out of happiness to see her again. That evening, Mr. Brownlow, Rose, Dr. Losburn and Mrs. Maylai met together in the hotel to discuss what to do to help Oliver. Mr. Brownlow thought that catching monks would solve the puzzle. Also, he wanted to meet Nancy to know whether she would lead him to monks or not. They all agreed to keep the whole matter a secret from everyone, even Oliver. On that Sunday night, Noah Claypole and Charlotte were traveling heading to London. After Noah convinced Charlotte to steal the money from Mr. Sowerberry and escape together. Noah didn't tell her that he left the money with her so that he would appear innocent if they were caught. They were tired. Charlotte asked him to rest at any inn, but he refused because Mr. Sowerberry might find them and take them back. They stopped at the Three Cripples Inn. Fagin was there. He noticed their appearance, and he moved closer to listen to what they were saying. Noah was telling her that there would be no more coffins to make and she could be a lady in London. Fagin went to them and offered them a drink, asking Noah if he was from the country because of the dust on his shoes, as there wasn't much dust in London. Noah said yes. Fagin told them that he overheard their conversation. He himself is working in the same business of stealing, and he wanted them to work for him and take half what they earn. Noah thought that if they refused, Fagin might send them to the police, so he accepted his offer. They would gather again the next morning at 10 o'clock. The questions on this chapter will be in the coming video due to their importance and big number. Till then, stay safe. Bye.